Yep, hi all. So it's April 2021 and I wanted to do a quick review of the Nike Mags Replica 3.1s. So this particular pair here, say was sent by a guy over in California for repair. So one of them's perfect and the other one has had a repair. So I've done some electrical work, you'll see on the other videos, but basically there's now a switch here to switch them on and off, plus new battery, new wiring, that sort of scenario. But we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about the shoes themselves. So I thought, put them on top of the DeLorean. It looks pretty damn sweet. The shoes are awesome. Let's have a look at them. So obviously it's daytime at the moment, so you can't fully appreciate how well these glow, but they glow really, really nice. Obviously during normal bright daylight you can't see them. You can just about see these. You can't see those. You can't see those. But these look great at this sort of time, or at night time they look epic. So these particular ones are the 3.1s. And I say that's from 2020. We know this because the battery I took out of the faulty one was a May 2020. So they're very, very, very new ones. These you can get these from Air Mag King and other suppliers. Air Mag King is the main guy in the UK, and they cost $4.50. And I'm pretty sure they come, in the yellow box with the little plaque and all that sort of stuff. But so these are extremely likely to be the same type that Air Mag King sell. So you have a really clear base on them, and it looks at an angle like this. You can see that the rubber goes out to the right. That's a sign of a proper good quality. They have really, really nice, slightly frosted bubble with really obvious LEDs in here. Really, really nice, quite large EL panels in the right turquoise colour. Same for the front, it fits perfectly in the strap. Like I mentioned, these retail at $4.50 versus the cheap ones, they're the homemades, which are about £110. So it's a lot of difference in price, but these obviously are much better. So you have quite a nice toe on them here. So the toe, the more flat the toe, the better, or the more accurate. Nice ribbing here. Again, nice laces that are stitched inside the actual shoe. This is really nice. So the tongue pot here is also made in the same leatherette as the top, so that's really nice with a nice stitch panel on it. Again, the straps are really, really good. Colouring around here, superb. Very different from the colouring on these, which is more grey. So you can see the difference in colouring. Yep, so bubble's nice, looks nice, it's the right height. It's really, really good quality. It's simply, these are the best quality replicas you can get. When you consider that a genuine pair of these, which look very similar from Nike, genuine pair of 2011s would cost you at least £10,000, or 25-30,000 as of current prices for the auto lace versions. You can see that $4.50, is basically really cheap for these. The straps are attached on. They have a charge socket underneath each one. So this being 2020 has a 3.5mm charge socket, and I believe that the earlier ones had a 2.5mm, which are more prone to breaking. And this one here, when I looked inside the other shoe, it's pretty solid. The way that they've obviously learned from the earlier ones, which tended to break. People sort of force the charger in, or they're so delicate. People aren't too careful. This is much stronger, so that's good. Really nice swoosh logo on it here. And absolutely superb. Negatives, what you could say is you can always see the moulding marks. So here you can see the moulding marks all over the place, and moulding marks here. That's something that really the guys could improve on, and I think people would be happy to pay a bit of extra money not to have the moulding marks on. Just get them rubbed down before they paint them. Because it's literally all over the place with moulding marks. That's the only really issue on that. Otherwise, these is absolutely superb. Faults that I've seen so far, and I've seen on the internet as well, and from suppliers, is faulty electronics. So electronics in here are ultra complex. It's a proper little control board full of components that you cannot replace. You cannot fix. I mean, you can fix the actual charging socket, which I've done before. You can fix, a resistor or two, that kind of thing. On this one here, I had to solder on a bunch of wires, 3 or 4 wires that are damaged or that fell off because it was just so delicate inside. Obviously, the average person wouldn't need to take them off, but if they do go faulty, you're in quite a lot of trouble because it's extremely complex and delicate. So just be careful. That's the only downside, I would say. But saying that, you know, there's probably a very, very small percentage of them which go wrong. You know, most of them I'm sure are probably fine. You know, but so that's what it is, kind of thing. But again, these ones here, you know, May 2020, you know, the battery was already duff. That clearly didn't last very long. But the other battery is spot on. So you know, it could just be down to an unlucky, you know, bad battery from a bad batch. You know, we also had to replace. I also had to replace the switch in this one here, like I mentioned at the beginning. So the switch in here. So normally there's a switch in here, on the top, on and off. And this one here, what was happening in previous videos, but basically it wasn't opening or closing fully, so it wasn't then turning the control board on and off. So had to, that's still in there, but then had to effectively add in this micro switch here, which works perfectly, which opens and closes this perfectly, and it's routed into the wiring. Obviously, whenever you take these shoes apart, you can't use heat on these ones, as I mentioned on the previous video, because the heat literally melts this type of material. This material here at the back is fine. This stuff here, more synthetic, is not fine. So you actually have to bend this piece here back whilst getting in there with a sharp knife and cutting this panel off. And then obviously you'd then add some stretch marks into the rubber, so you have to stretch it back again. And then when you finish doing the repair, try and get it back onto the shoe as best as you can. So I managed to get the top pretty spot on, I would say, here. And there's a bit of a gap at the bottom here, but again, I've squeezed it on, I've filled it with glue. It's not going anywhere. It's just really difficult to get the thing back on perfect when you've had to pull it off and stretch it and bend it and all that sort of stuff. So that's the only negative I would say of the shoes, is maybe the complexity of this and how delicate these are, and a few problems we've seen. But like, again, I don't know how many they sell, and chances are, you know, 95%, 99% of them might be perfect and last you, you know, for a number of years. So just something to be aware of, that's all. Obviously, the more simple ones here, you can repair them much easier, but these are a better shoe. But anyway, looking at these, they have a nice small gap on here. Really nice, again, nice material, nice fabric on them. Again, the colouring is spot on. Nike logo on there, absolutely spot on. It's all really good quality, comfortable. They're quite light. You know, they are lighter than the cheap ones at the back. And again, you know, you haven't got, you know, all the lettering is all, say, other than the marks, it's all really nice. So yeah, I highly rate these shoes. Absolutely beautiful. If you want the best replicas, you know, out there on the market, it is simply the 3.1s here. And again, Air Mag King in the UK sells them. There's other suppliers globally who sell them, but how clear they are and the quality of those is absolutely lovely. You know, imagine wearing those, you know, out and about sort of thing. Really nice. So yeah, that is your shoes there. And like I say, I've done a few tips on repairing them. All I would say is just when you put your charging socket in there, just put it in gently. Don't force it in, put it nice and straight. Let it charge up, the lights come on. When it's charged, take it off. Just be careful with these, because, you know, there are electronics in shoes, you know. And otherwise, beautiful, enjoy them, and wow, look at those. They annihilate those ones. But they're absolutely, these are superb. So Nike Mag Replicas 3.1s. There we go. Nice one. Hope you found that interesting, and yeah, all the best.